All right, hello you guys, welcome to Math 20-3. So this is just going to be a quick video to show you how to work through the course. So you should have already gotten a login for School Zone. So you need to go to School Zone, log in, and that will take you to this page here. And once you're there, you want to look for this top little drop-down menu here for apps. And you can just click on it. Actually, sorry, it's not a drop-down, it's just a link. So you want to click on that, and then you should see a page that looks like this. And you want to click on the Moodle link once you get there. So with the Moodle link, it's going to take you to... Actually, I guess I should just show you guys really quickly because it's going to take you to a listing of your courses that will look like this. You probably won't have quite as many as I've got in here. And then you might have to log in again. This system really likes to make you log in a whole bunch. And so once you get to the middle page here, this is the course page. Now, before you start, we do require you to do the Go course. So if you haven't already done that, you need to do that. And so basically what you do is you just click on this link right here. It'll take you to a little course that kind of introduces you to a lot of the online systems that we use here at Argyle. And once you finish that, it will, after you finish the course, then within about an hour, you'll get an email with a code. And once you have that code, you need to go to the Go Course Code assignment, click on it, and then go into Preview Quiz Now, or I think for you guys, actually, it'll say Attempt Quiz Now. And then when you get into there, it'll just be one question that asks you to enter in the passcode that you got in your email. So you just need to enter that in and submit the quiz, and then you should have the course open to you, because basically what happens is once you've entered that Go Course Code assignment, then this part here is going to open up how to get started in this course. And what's going to be in there is you're going to find a link to the course page that we're actually going to be using. So I'll get you to that real quick. So that link in there that's going to open up for you is going to be this Math 20-3 page. And so basically what's going to happen in here is you can go to the general resources page first of all. And it's really important that you go to this page and read. I'm just going to switch this over to the view that you guys will have because right now it's in editing. So it's going to take you to the page that has the course outline, and it is extremely important that you actually read through this. I know lots of students think, oh, it's a course outline, like I don't really need to know about that. But basically it has the dates you need to have different chapters finished by, okay? And the other thing it has is really important steps for completing Math 20-3. So it's very important that you're checking your school email daily, because that's how I'm going to send out notifications if things are going wrong. So I don't want to get like a whole bunch of emails if, you know, something is glitching, because you should just be checking your school email, and then I will be sending out messages if there's an issue with the system that's kind of affecting a bunch of people. Let's see what else. So then you're going to want to watch video tutorials that are posted on the site, which I'll go through in a minute. Talks a little bit about assignments, but the really, really important part here is some information on how you are going to be proceeding with tests. So with tests, you do not need to book them with me because they are completed online with an online proctoring system. However, it is very important that you are familiar with the guidelines of how to use that system. So make sure you've read this little paragraph here, and you go into this link here for the Google Doc, because it's going to have information on how to get set up. And the most important part is the last 2 slides of this document, which tell you what you should be doing in order to have proper test writing procedures. Because I'm not going to allow you to do rewrites if you have a problem that you would not have had if you had read this document. Okay, so I expect you to have read it. I expect you to be familiar with what you're supposed to do. So not having read this is not an excuse for, you know, not doing a test properly according to the guidelines. Okay. Once you've finished all the course material, there's also information here about rewrites. So when you finish the whole course, then you have the possibility to write one unit exam or test to improve your marks, so do a rewrite for one unit exam or test. The other thing you can do is use your final exam to replace your course grade or one of your unit exams. Okay, so you have some different options for how to improve your mark afterwards, but unfortunately I used to give rewrites a lot more freely, but it got just taken advantage of too much, and I just did not have time to keep up with all the rewrites. So those guidelines have changed a little bit, so it's good for you to be aware of that. Okay, so back to the course really quickly. This is also very important. You have a formula sheet that you can use for tests. You can use this on all tests, but you cannot add any additional writing to it. And it is very important that you have this test or this formula sheet printed off before you try to complete a test in Proctorio. You need to have it printed off because Proctorio will not let you open an online copy of this. If you don't have a printer, you can always come into the school and I can give you a copy of one, but you need to have this available in print for yourself before you start the test, okay? And then when you're in the test, you're going to have to show it to the camera before you start writing so that I can make sure that you haven't written any additional information on there. Okay, next thing we have here is appointment bookings. If you need to meet with me online or on site for any reason, then you can just click on this link and we can have a meetup and I can help you out with any questions you have. There's the school schedule here. The appointment bookings will show you like what times are available, but if you're curious about the schedule, it is here. Mondays and Fridays we are closed for students, so just make sure you're aware of that. So the days where you can book appointments are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Then we also have Blackboard here. So this is a link to the online learning system. So basically if you click on this, you will come into this session. You'll have to do a little login thing, but and once you're in here, you can open up this side panel if you need to talk to me, and you can say stuff in here, or you can hit this microphone button to talk to me. Okay, so that's for online meetups. There's practice tests on ExamBank, and you have a login through Argyle that you can use if you want to try some of those. And then there's also the final exam schedule for Argyle here. So now the last part, the most important part, I guess, is how do you work through the course? Well, basically you can go to chapters. For Math 20-3, we just go through them in order, actually. I haven't rearranged them at all for this course. And so basically what you can do is you can watch these class recordings. There's one recording for each section of the textbook. See if that kind of helps you to understand. These were actually made by the teacher from the previous year. I'm still working on building up this course, so I haven't added my own materials yet, but lots of students made it through the course with this material, so it should be fine for you. And of course, you're free to ask me questions if it's not making sense to you. So for now, you can watch these videos, and then as you watch them or after you've watched them, you can try working through the textbook as well as the workbook. So basically, the workbook is up here, so this link right up at the top here, and there's a link to the workbook so you can actually open it up and read what all the questions are in there. You can click on this little thing to open it up, and then there's an answer key. So basically what you want to do is work through the questions and then check your answers to make sure you're getting the right answers. And if you're not, then you can always just send me an email about which question and which page was not making sense to you. Please make sure you include your name and the course when you email me. And then basically, if you're not understanding a question and you send me an email, then I'll make you a little video of how to solve the problem. Alternatively, you can just ask to meet up with me on site or online and we can go over it together in person. Okay. After you've finished a chapter and you feel like everything has made sense, one last thing, there's also additional videos here from different online sources that cover the same material. So if you need extra understanding before you contact me, you can always watch these. If it still doesn't make sense, then definitely contact me. But those resources are there for you to work with. If you're all finished a chapter and you feel like you're ready to write, you just go back to that Moodle page that I showed you that we started at, and you're going to go down to the first chapter in this case, and you're going to click on your test. Now I have all the instructions here again to make sure that you are following proper procedure for writing the test. So you might want to review this really quickly before you write your test. And the last thing is that I do have, these are assignments. They're kind of like little practice quizzes. So if you click on them, it's going to take you into a quiz and it'll give you an automatic mark. So you'll be able to see how you did. So it's kind of, another resource that you have to practice the material. But just be aware that these assignments are not graded. They're not for marks. Okay, so this is just practice. If you want to do it before you try the test, you can always do something like that. Okay, so that's everything for working through Math 20-3, and I hope you guys enjoy the course, and please feel free to contact me if you have any questions. So I'll see you in the course.